Hello party people, I'm Will Pemble and I have a surprise for you. Check this out. So here I am out in the front yard. What's the best way I can show you this? I guess what I'll do is I'll just kind of climb through here. What is that? Check it out. It's the backyard roller coaster in the front yard, yo. So here's what I've done kind of over the long weekend. I've got the lift hill outside. There's a full-on 45-degree incline. It goes up to an altitude of 10 feet above the ground. All right. Got the chain lift installed, waiting on one belt before we can get the motor hooked up to it. And then here's the little roundabout right after you get off the top of the chain lift. You go around this turn, and then what's the best way to show it to you? And then here's looking down at the first turn, and then you go whee! All the way around that bank. And of course here's the part that's not quite finished yet. I've still got to get the circle around and then back. You can see there are still bits and pieces of track. This will be part of the return, and then that'll connect into there, and then it'll go back and around, and then connect back up to the lift hill. But basically what we've got here is we've got more than half of a full circuit steel and wood front yard, backyard roller coaster. We did some crazy work over the weekend, some really great work over the weekend. My friends Chris and Ben came by. They helped. Chris helped with a whole bunch of welding and working on the cart. Ben helped with a whole bunch of just helping and thinking and moving stuff and making sure that all of the work was being done super precisely. It was a great weekend. And as you can start to see, I've begun to paint the thing just a little bit at a time for two reasons. First of all, it's a little bit prettier when you paint it, and so that's kind of out of consideration for my awesome neighbors. And then the other reason is that if you leave steel outside and you don't paint it, it will rust almost immediately, and that's a real pain in the neck to come back from. So that's kind of that. Let me show you what we did with the cart over the weekend as well, because that was some progress too. This is still the bogey for the cart, right? We don't have the seat on it or anything like that, but we still got the thing. It rolls like crazy, and I'll show you a couple of the updates we made. It's been a while since we've seen the cart because I've been working so hard on the chain lift. But the first thing that we did was I was having trouble with ground clearance or track clearance. I was having trouble with the center part of the cart bumping into the track, particularly when it went up over the top of the really steep lift hill, because the lift hill is really steep and then it has a really steep turn to kind of get level again. And I was high centering on that. And so what we did was we took, if you look right down in here, we added another piece of steel and moved the front wheels down a full inch. And then in the back, we added a couple of things. We solved two problems in the back by adding these two aluminum discs. And these two aluminum discs spin freely. At the end of the process, we'll grease these up a little bit so that they spin nice and smoothly. But this solves two problems. First of all, it picks the cart up so that you get really nice ground clearance between the track and the cart. And the other thing this does is it helps to manage what's called in physics moment of inertia, which is that when it goes around a corner, the force on the cart wants to push on the outside and rock the cart up. And what we need in this particular instance, what we need here is we need for the cart to be really stable. We want the back of the cart to always be exactly parallel to the track, and because that's where the stability is, that's where you don't get rocked back and forth. The front wheels can move around as much as they want. The front wheels are designed to bank independently of the track, but we want the bank angle of the back of the cart to be exactly the same as the bank angle of the track. And so these aluminum discs are wide enough to where they'll, I think, allow that to happen. And we're certainly going to give it a try at any rate. And so those were the two major changes that we made to the cart. Would you like to see it go? Okay, all this is still pretty wobbly because it's only kind of tacked together, so it's not sturdy, and I've got you bolted to the track right down there. And so when I move things, you're gonna feel a little jiggle, but that's just you're gonna have to deal. So here we go, though. All right, so that's as far up as I can push it. So it's gonna be really cool, and the rattling and stuff you hear in the cart, that's all gonna get tightened up and go away too. So the whole thing is gonna be really stiff and really quiet. So maybe give you another point of view of that. You are the first one to ride on this coaster. That's right. So that's looking from the top of the first drop. What do you think of that? You want to see what the lift hill feels like? Come on, let's do it. I'll carry you over there, and you can get a ride on the lift hill, right? So once the track is finished, this is kind of how the track will go, and you'll like go around this turn. When you get here, the lift motor will engage. There'll be a sensor in the track that feels the cart coming over the turn there, and the lift motor will engage. The chain dog will be right here, and it'll catch on the chain, and it'll pull you up the hill. I can't get you all the way up because I'm not tall enough, but well, maybe I can just climb behind you. It'll look like as you climb up, and then when you're at the top of the track, that's going to be the view from the top of the track. And I can't let you go today because you just end up spilling off the end of the track there. It's not finished. But that would be the view from way up here. Woo! All right, so now I'll roll you back down. And that's where we're at. I know we got a ways to go, but I really feel like we're more than halfway. And I thank you for keeping me company through all of this. I'm really grateful that you watch these videos and give your feedback and comments and share and subscribe and really help me keep it going. Thanks again for helping me bring physics, family, and fun to kids everywhere. It means a lot. Please subscribe, please like, please share, and I will see you next time.